Not many cities get a second chance, but that's about to change. The year is 2025 in London, Great Britain. Nebman Transport have taken on an ambitious £100 million contract from the government. The goal is simple: redesign London's transport infrastructure and reconnect it to Great Britain. Welcome to the London Project, Episode 1. Welcome to London. So, we are back with a brand new series called the London Project, where we are, you've guessed it, in London, and we're going to be redesigning the transport infrastructure and connecting it back up to the whole of Great Britain, as you can see. So this is our lovely London that we have at the moment. I have designed it from the ground up. It's completely customized. This is the map from the store, but I completely tore down London, built my custom fantasy sort of London area with a few famous monuments, and then added in a few stations and stuff to make it a little bit realistic, because it's 2025. There's already going to be some stuff established, so I've built these stations, but our job and our purpose is to create an efficient transport infrastructure, grow London out, make it huge, and connect it up to the rest of Britain. So just to give you a little look then, so we have, to begin with, we've got the unmistakable Tower Bridge, which is crossing the Thames here, and it looks absolutely beautiful. We've managed to tuck that in quite nicely. And then, of course, behind that we've got a kind of makeshift Tower of London. Before you guys think, oh, this isn't realistic, the Tower of London is not directly opposite the Palace of Westminster and Big Ben. Don't worry, this is a game and it's a fantasy. I'm designing it how I thought I would. So yes, it's not going to be the exact replica, but it's going to be fun to play. So yeah, we've got our little Tower of London here, Tower Bridge, it's looking over, and we've got the Royal Albert Hall just across there as well. If we look behind us, we do actually have the London Eye. Nothing built around it just yet because our London is a bit small. And we've got a fancy looking King's Cross station, which I've placed down here. I've added a few custom assets to here, such as car parks, and I've placed some car parks in it, and then a few British vehicles, which looks pretty cool. And then obviously the train station here, I've drawn the tracks out just a little bit, but we'll be working on the station at some point. We've got St Paul's Cathedral tucked up here. I've also put a London hospital. It's not a London hospital, but it's an asset that I thought would work. And then the Waterloo Barracks is just here. I've decided to put a couple of bus stations in, just while we have the space. I wanted to put them in now, otherwise the AI is just going to build all over it, which will be a complete pain in the distant future. Obviously we've got the Palace of Westminster running along this riverbed, which looks absolutely stunning, because you've got a beautiful view of the Tower Bridge, so Big Ben looks absolutely fabulous. We've got this lovely looking bridge crossing the Thames, of course, and we've also established a quite thick rail bridge, which is going to connect to a different line, which we've placed a couple stations down here, which are a little bit more British. If you have a look at it, we've also filled out the car parks here, but if you actually have a look into it, it looks slightly more British than a vanilla station. I just couldn't get any assets for the buildings itself. So yeah, we've got that bridge that goes over, that connects to another station. Got the London City Hall looking over at the Trafalgar Square. We've got this cool looking roundabout here, and then if we have a look at this, we've got this nice little arch which forms our drive into Buckingham Palace. As you can see here, our beautiful Buckingham Palace awaits us in the distance. So yeah, that is our London as we know it for now. Obviously there is going to be a huge amount of change, a huge amount of development, and it's probably not going to look like this in a couple of episodes time, because we're going to build lots of transport and we're going to bring it all in. If we take a little wider look out, you can see that we are on a absolutely humongous map of Great Britain. Absolutely huge. We got Ireland in here as well, which is awesome. Obviously Wales, Midlands, taking up to Yorkshire sort of area, all the way up north. We've got loads of Scotland as well, so we have a lot to work with at the moment. But before we do that, we need to have a plan. So my plan initially was going to be, obviously we've got the main King's Cross train station, which is here. This is going to be the main hub which connects to all of the main lines. For example, these lines, probably these two, are probably going to run down the coast all the way to Bournemouth, Exeter and Plymouth. We're going to have a separate line that's going to probably go through Reading. It's going to go into Bristol, and it's going to go into Cardiff and Swansea, so that's going to be kind of the South Wales sort of line. We're going to have separate sort of lines that go probably again through Reading, and we're going to push it up to north of Wales, so go through Shrewsbury up to Llangefni and Rhyl, which will be awesome. And then our standard kind of commuter line, which go probably Oxford, probably through Reading, into Oxford, into Birmingham. We could probably dump it into Liverpool, Manchester, etc. But you get the gist of it. So this station is going to be kind of the mainline station. It's going to go basically to a lot of destinations. And then this little line here is for two reasons we've got this small line here. We've got a bus station here, which is going to drop the King's Cross passengers off to here. We've got the London City bus station and the Westminster bus terminal. I'm going to use the bus terminal for intercity buses that travel between some of the cities, and they're all going to get dropped off here. We're going to have a couple of train lines that potentially run down here. I don't know if we need a train line to Canterbury because it's not that far away. But then we're going to have a high-speed rail that's going to be using these stations. Probably going to push it as far north as we can. Just stopping off at key large areas, sort of like HS2 in Leeds, but we don't talk about HS2, of course. And here we are. So it's worth noting that I've got a few British assets as well. So I've got some British trains, British buses and stuff like that. So loads of cool features and things just to make it a little bit more realistic. Obviously the city itself, this is not 100% realistic. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to have fun and make it a little bit more British themed. But yes, this road chaos down here is what we're going to start to establish first, because there's no point in having bus stations if you can't move around the city. So I think the first plan at the moment is just to use the London City bus station, which is a terminal with just two spots, and we're simply going to set up a small bus route. One is going to be the Westminster side of the river. So we're going to have a local bus service that just pops around this area, and then we're going to have another side, or another bus route, the second bus route, on the Palace side, and it's literally going to be that simple. Start off small and we're going to branch out. And because it's 2025, I don't think our £100 million funds that we started with, as you can see it's already going down, is going to last too long. So let's start off with some buses then. First things first, we need bus stops, of course. So this is where we're going to start. So all we want to do is, let's have a look. We kind of want the buses to stop in all of the main sort of routes. This is going to be already connected to the station, so this itself has actually got quite a good pickup, so it's actually connecting all of this round. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to come out of this station. We're going to come along. Yeah, why not? It'd be nice to see some London buses going around the front. So we're going to pop a bus stop here. We're going to pop a bus stop outside of this train station. We're going to bring in, so that already reaches up. So I think if we quite simply connect this stop to here, they are quite close together, I do appreciate that, but it's still going to be worth doing. And then we're going to have that run down continuously down to this section. We're going to get right to the end of this road, and it's going to run back round this way, hopefully, because that's still got enough connection to reach there, which is pretty impressive. So we've got those buses, we're going to bring it back, we're going to bring it onto the main sort of road here. That'll connect up. Bring another stop right on the edge of this side of the river. We're going to have a nice stop outside of the London Eye, because that's going to be a key tourist attraction. And then we'll just pop one back here outside the Royal Albert Hall. And hopefully that will help us establish a very short but simple line. All we want to do is pop it down, round, 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 back this way, up. Oh, they're not connected. Why are they not connected? They're slightly skew-if. I'm not sure why, because all of these ones are a single bus stop. Maybe it's just the way that I've placed it, so we'll try and figure that out. Right, so let's see how well this line works out then. So let's start it at the London City bus station, and then let's bring it out to this stop here. So that is actually going out. It's going out the top. We don't really want... Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Oh, well, I mean, it's going a loop, really, so once we establish the route, hopefully, it will start to make it make sense. That one, then we want it to pop through here, pop over to the end of this one, connect up. For some reason it wants to turn in the road, which I don't really want it to do, which is a little bit annoying. And then that will essentially go back to the London City bus station, and it will do a loop. And we kind of want it to just go back round again, like this, go all the way back round, just so that it's a kind of a two-way route. So once it arrives at the bus station once again, it does a return route, so that we have somewhat maximum efficiency without having to create 3 million lines. And then that should finish us off on Grove Road and take us back to London City bus station. I'm just going to click it again, but it's going to tell me that I'm wrong, probably. No, it doesn't. That's good. Fine. Let's see if my auto line renamer does anything. I'm not sure if it will. No, it doesn't. But that looks like it's working. Apart from these going to platform 2, which I don't want, because I want the other buses to go to platform 2. Right, we've got to try again. Right, here we have it. So we've renamed it the Westminster line, which does basically a big loop and then does a return route, linking us back into London City bus station, which is good. What we then need to do is place a road depot, because without a road depot we can't get any buses. So let's think about how we're going to do that first. So for some unknown reason, this road depot has a old brick sort of layout here on this road, which I don't know why it's doing that. I've tried changing it, but it's not having it at the moment. So it might actually have to... I might have to just use this. What does that look like? I mean, it looks a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie, it does look weird. Let me see if I can mess around and see why it's doing that. Yeah, I've had a little mess around, but it just doesn't seem to be changing or updating despite the date. So it is what it is. So we'll keep this as it is, and we'll probably look to see if we can change this road slightly to make it look a little bit nicer. That looks a bit smoother. Is there anything that we can do to make it completely in line? Not really, is there? So we kind of just stuck with that one, which is a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. So what we'll do is we'll probably thin that out ever so slightly, because it makes it look just a little bit smoother, and then it opens it up for when you arrive. I want to make it look a little bit nicer, so I'm going to place a few trees down here just to kind of cover it up. And maybe a few trees around here as well, kind of like what I've done over this side. I've put some fencing around the railway line so we don't get any intruders joining us on the train tracks, because that'll be very bad for business. So let me figure out what we're going to do with this. And there we have it. So we've basically just put a few bushes, we've lined down a few hedges and bushes along the side of the road, and then we've put some nice trees just kind of run around it. And then the buses will obviously connect straight into this main road here, which is nice. So I think that's just a nice little touch to have a little bit of shrubbery around here. It makes it look much smarter. And then the next thing that we need to do, I've just paused it so we stop losing money for no reason. We need to buy some buses for our new line. Obviously this is a passenger line, so we'll click passenger. And can we pick anything here interesting? It doesn't really matter. Let's go right down and have a look. So traditional London buses are obviously red. If you've ever visited London, you'll probably see a lot of red buses. So let's have a little look to see what nice looking buses we can. We've got, that's Notts and Derbyshire, that's London, go ahead. They've got capacity for 16 people, which isn't that much. So I think what we'll do, that's the Metro line. We'll have a look to see what the capacity for the others are. I think they're all probably going to be the same or similar. There's some slightly different capacity. That's go ahead London, that's 23. So that's a little bit better. So I think having a look at these, Stagecoach, which are 23 as well. I think we'll start with these ones. I think we'll get 7 of them because it's a relatively big line. Get 7 of these stagecoaches. We'll connect them all to the Westminster line, and then we'll have a quick look as they all come out of the depot, because I'm very excited to see the first buses that we get. So I'm just going to get rid of the UI, and then we'll start flowing and see what happens, because hopefully they should start to appear. I think I can see them in the distance. Oh, look at that! Look at these! Oh, no way, this is crazy. All of our brand new buses are leaving the depot, and they're about to pick up our first passengers in London, which is awesome. Look at this. And they look good as well. They do look good. She's a beauty. What an investment. Just typical that they... it's nice that they go into different places, but you need to use the bus lane, because if I was a driver... There we go, listening. And there we have it, our first... Oh, okay. Our first buses have been established on our wonderful new bus route. See how they negotiate through here, and then straight into the bus terminal. But that is absolutely splendid. Really happy with that. Obviously we've got no passengers, but really happy with that. They look fabulous. They look really good. So fair play to whoever has modded those in. They look brilliant. This, once it's full of buses and active lines, is going to look so good. It's going to look really good. But next, on to the next line. So we've got our Westminster line, which is running obviously on the Westminster side of the river. So the next line that we need to establish on the other platform of the London City bus station will be, I'm going to call it the, that's it. I was going to say I want to call it the Palace line, because we've got the Palace on this side. But we could call it the Tower line as well. I think Palace line makes more sense, because I'd say Buckingham Palace is more of a attraction than anything else. So bus stops again is what we need, which is good. And then we want to start, no, we need to put the bus stops down first. So we're going to have it come out this way, and we want it to go onto the main line, which is going to, first stop will be here. The next stop is actually going to be just outside the train station. The next stop will be on this designated bus route, which is going straight down here. This one is actually going to pick up all of this area, which is very helpful. So we might bring this one straight across onto the main road. And then we will pop this one down here on this main road. It's only 5 stops. and then it will probably, hopefully, come back across the bridge and back in. We don't really need many more bus stops than that. I think that is probably enough, because that will drop people off for now. But if we need to expand it, we certainly will. Right, next up we need to make this into a line, which is going to be the B for bus, and then we're going to call it the Palace line, and then we're going to add some stations. So first stop is here, but the problem is I think that no, they're using platform 1, so yes, we can use platform 2. So let's go from here, simple, straight up there, straight up to where we spoke about, down the designated bus road, stopping off here on York Road, back onto Church Road, and to station, and then we want to go return route, back the same way to the drive, and then back to the city, and then that should be good enough for us. I think we're going to change the colour of that as well. We'll give it a yellow for now, so that we can really tell the difference. Good, that should work, and then we need to buy some more buses, which we're probably going to go with. Ooh, I don't know what to pick. Most exciting part. These are quite cool. They're all good. There's a lot of various ones. That's only 16 capacity though. We kind of like these 23 capacity. But unless we've got an old school vintage bus, so if we got one of those, that'll be awesome. Oh, there's... what are these ones? Oh, should we use this? 20 capacity. Oh, yeah, right. Pause the game. We have to have a look at these. We'll buy 7 of them again. And we will allocate these old school buses to the Palace line. I believe. Come on. What's going on, boy? Am I frozen? I think I'm frozen. Oh no! The game is dead. We froze for a second there. So those old school buses quite very nearly crashed my game. But we've redeemed ourselves. And look at these! We've got some old school buses. So that's the new style. And then we've got these old school bad boys, which are looking very nice. And they can be used for the other side. What does it say on the side of them? Are they just bus numbers? They look very interesting, don't they? Gotta say though, I think these newer buses look so much better. But what are you doing? Why are you blocking the whole road? Oh dear. But we've got red buses everywhere. Some are going to start crossing the bridge soon. And as you can see, they're all coming into play. So, yeah, all is good. All is well with our bus lines at the moment. I just had to do some slight configuration to make sure they're all running on the right terminal, but they are now. So, all is good in the hood. Hopefully, we'll start making a little bit of cash from these buses, because I'm going to say it, we're probably going to be losing money for quite a long time to begin with, while we wait for people to come to our city, but hopefully we'll have enough money to keep that rolling through. I'm trying to figure out if I can get rid of these traffic lights. I just think there was a mod that I had, but I can't remember what it was, but I'll have a look. It was as simple as finding the traffic light tool. And then clicking these and getting rid of those, because it's going to cause absolute carnage if we have all of these traffic lights here. I mean, it's going to cause carnage without the traffic lights, but that's not the point. I don't think we need them. I think we can manage without them. Same with this junction. As long as everybody's paying attention and know that they have to give way, it should all be okay. I'm also going to start to get rid of the traffic lights on these main roads too, because I don't think we need them. We probably do need them, but for the purpose of efficient travel, minus the crashes that it'll cause, we don't want them. So we're going to get rid of all these traffic lights all across here, because it is just going to cause absolute carnage. All of those, and then we should be pretty nice and well established. Good. Perfect. Oh, look, they're going across Tower Bridge as well, which is awesome. Look at that. Buses going over Tower Bridge. Oh, would you believe it? Would you believe it? Perfect. And we've got people waiting. Not many, but we've got enough people waiting. I'm going to fast forward it a little bit and see if we can establish whether these guys are actually going to make us any profit or not. So basically the answer to the question of are these making us any money is a big fat no, and I think I figured out the reason why, and to be honest it doesn't really matter because we can sort it out, is because we're just shipping the very few people that live in London, 285 people, basically around London, so we're not going to be making much money at all. So what we actually need to do is bring people into the city. From other cities, of course. We need to bring people in, which will most likely be setting up this bus terminal with intercity buses. But that project is going to be for the next episode. So if you've enjoyed this episode, the first episode of the London project, make sure to tune in for the next one. I appreciate your time and watching the video. If you've made it this far, comment the London project in the comments below, and I'll know that you're a loyal supporter. But nevertheless, keep an eye out for the newest video, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night.